The sale of the Washington football team. Here we go. Coming gradually, then suddenly, then gradually again. $6.05 billion is the reported number. Josh Harris now owns all or parts of Washington football, Philadelphia 76ers, New Jersey Devils, Crystal Palace, Joe Gibbs Racing. And the headline of the day, the NFL in Washington moves on from Daniel Snyder. What it means to Washington and what it means to the NFL. Around the horn to our NFL reporter, Marcel Louis-Jacques.
Tony, I'm imagining like a Prince of Egypt type musical number going on in Washington right now. It's a joyous day for this franchise and this team. Dan Snyder's tenure with Washington has been reprehensible at best. And it is a little cringeworthy that even his punishment is a $6 billion payout. But, you know, narcissistic billionaires, their egos are a little bit fragile. I'm sure it's a little bruised knowing the NFL said, take the $6 billion, just get out of our hair. It's like when your girlfriend doesn't even entertain arguments with you anymore, you know it's over, and it's over for Dan Snyder.
Frank Isola.
I went to college in that part of the country, and believe it or not, I was kind of naive back then. I didn't realize the passion that the fans have for that team. It was amazing. But back then, you think about how much the brand has been damaged over the years, just from everything that Marcel talked about. Then you look at the actual results. They have a 5-game playoff losing streak. They haven't won a playoff game since 2005. This was the Joe Gibbs, Joe Theismann, Jay Schrader, Mark Rippon, Mark Mosley, the Hogs, Art Monk. Think about the tradition they've had and what's gone on there the last 25 years. Awful.
Woody Paige, your view of today from both the football team's perspective and maybe also the NFL's?
Yeah, I want to start with the NFL. The NFL owners have got to be so happy, starting with Irsay in Indianapolis, who was picking on Snyder for the last 6 months, that they're happy he's out of the league. They're happy that all the drama in Washington's out of the league. They're happy that they've got a new owner that's like in Denver, in the Waltons. They've got a new owner that's got the wherewithal, he's got the finances, he's got the background to actually turn the Washington Commanders back into a relevant team. And I think that's the most important part for the NFL. When they have this society of their ownership, they want guys that they can hang out with, that they can be good with, that they can treat in the same manner they want to get treated. And they didn't feel that with Daniel Snyder. In regard to the people in Washington, D.C., there should be dancing in the streets today. You finally got rid of the Wicked Witch, and you can move on and actually be a good franchise again.
Ramona Shelburne.
I mean, I think they're probably most happy about the $6.5 billion valuation of the franchise. Because when one team sells for that much, that's how much everyone else's valuations go up, too. Look, as somebody I seem to have covered a lot of these bad owners who were forced to sell. Okay, and it reminds me a bit of when the Dodgers sold from Frank McCourt to the Guggenheim Group. I mean, I feel like they pumped in center field. The sun came out today, and there's new grass on the field. People in Los Angeles were just so happy to have new ownership after you have somebody who didn't really respect the brand and its importance in Los Angeles. And so I'm happy for the city of Washington. I'm happy for the football fans there because it's a new day. And for Josh Harris, normally people who have that kind of portfolio want a higher profile. I'm interested to find out more about him because he owns everything.
I mean, it's a team in just about every major sport. It's true. The idea that ownership changes, does that have a real effect on the field? We're talking about wins and losses this season, Frank Isola?
Oh, I think it definitely does. It creates a more stable environment. And Ramona mentioned, look at the Clippers. Even though they were making the playoffs at times under Donald Sterling, just the whole mood of the franchise and the people that work there. And let's remember, too, that change of ownership could mean a new stadium because they built that stadium is awful that they play in. It's about a mile walk from the nearest subway station. That whole thing needed to change, and they were never going to agree to a stadium with Daniel Snyder owning that team.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.